Wednesday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Wednesday. I'm your host for South Carolina weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's talk about the weather for your Wednesday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar, as you can see here, we do we don't really have much going on right now, and no rain is really falling at all throughout the state of South Carolina. But, but you can see down here near Ridgeland, Bluffton, Hilton Head Island, Beaufort, Port Royal, and Edisto Beach are now under tropical storm warnings right now. Really, right now, just 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts is probably like the main threat right now. If I was to try and guess and see what happens here. But just as you continue pushing it down through Lake Savannah, down to Brunswick, Georgia, Jacksonville, into Orlando, Florida, Tampa, Florida, all these regions over here are still getting hit by this hurricane, as Hurricane Milton, Category 3, has just made landfall. It made landfall at 8:30 p.m. and it made landfall as an 120 mile per hour storm, making landfall in Siesta Key, Florida, just to the south of Sarasota, which it will be moving through, and just to the south of Tampa, St. Petersburg as well. As Tampa and St. Petersburg are about to receive some of those 100 to 120 mile per hour winds as we go through the next hour or so. So that's going to continue through. And then as you continue to move this, let's talk about the entire United States, and not just about Hurricane Milton and South Carolina. We do have some rain up here inside of Maine, as well as over here inside of the Southwest, over there inside of Kansas, the Four Corners region, and not really much going on inside of the northern United States, as well as over there inside of the Great Lakes region as well. Nothing going on over there. We also do have some rain in Alabama. Not too much rain, if any rain going on inside of Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas. At least southeastern portion of Texas, even though do have a special weather statement with gusts up to 60 over there inside of the panhandle of Texas. So that's what's going on there. Here's another look at Milton right here as it moves its way across Florida. Again, not really bringing too much of a threat to South Carolina, even though we do have some wind advisories up. We'll talk about that in just a second. Here's our cloud cover right here. The cloud cover is moving through the entire state. The only part of the state that's not really receiving much cloud cover is like the far up state of South Carolina. Everyone else, though, is receiving cloud cover right now. And it's going to be a pretty, honestly, I'd say a pretty cloudy night tonight. I did get a photo, though, because there were some amazing sunsets tonight in South Carolina, even up into North Carolina as well, just because Milton being down to our south just caused some amazing sunsets throughout the state. And even though there was a bunch of cloud cover, still did not stop it at all. The sunset pretty much throughout the entire state of South Carolina, and even in the portions of North Carolina as well. Look phenomenal. If you have not seen any pictures from it yet, I know for, like, it's all over Twitter. I know it might be on Facebook. I'm not quite sure, but you may have seen it if you were outside during the sunset hours. And if you did get a picture, make sure that you email me, scweather360@gmail.com, and I will certainly share it. So that's for that. As we move our way forward, cloud cover will continue to recede as you get into like tomorrow morning. This is Thursday morning right here, and going into Thursday afternoon, cloud cover will pretty much almost be completely gone. It's gonna be just a nice day after Milton passes, bringing those winds with it as well. Here is our current temperatures: 66 inside of Columbia, 70 inside of Charleston, 68 inside Georgetown, 70 inside of Milton. Myrtle Beach, I almost said Milton Beach, but Myrtle Beach, 64 inside of Rock Hill, 64 inside of Greenville and Spartanburg, as well as 66 at Anderson, 68 inside of Augusta, Fairfax, and Walterboro, as well as 70 in Beaufort and Savannah as well. Low temperatures for tonight, they're going to be around 58 inside of Columbia, as well as 67 inside of Charleston and Hilton Head Island, 61 in Myrtle Beach, 62 in Georgetown, 56 inside Cheraw, 54 Greenville, Rock Hill, 53 in Spartanburg, 55 inside of Anderson. And then as you get into like Aiken, 56 degrees, Barnwell, 59, 60 inside Orangeburg. So we're staying in around the mid 50 to maybe the high 60 range ish, somewhere around there is where we're expected to see some of that, those temperatures. In terms of forecast precipitation, not much, if any, at that point, because the only place where maybe you can see a couple of drops of rain is possible down there near Hilton Head Island, and then that, nothing else to talk about. The SPC outlook nailed that tornado threat today in Florida. There was a tornado outbreak inside of Florida today, and we do have some fatalities with that as well. Not even from the hurricane, just from the tornadoes that came with it as well. So they did nail the forecast, unfortunately, but they still do got to get through the actual hurricane itself next. But moving on through that, we do have a 5% chance of wind, 2% chance of tornadoes. That's down there in Florida. Nothing for South Carolina, though. And as you get into day 2, nothing for tomorrow, and nothing for day 3. So we're good in terms of thunderstorms from now until at least Friday. Here is our excessive rainfall outlook. You can see as we go through, not really looking for any type of excessive rainfall either. And here's the tropics. But before we talk about that, let's go on and talk about the future for just like the next 48 hours. I do have a feeling it's going to be kind of quiet. And honestly, according to this model, it honestly has it to where there's some rain going inside of not only like Beaufort, but in like the far low country of South Carolina, near like Dorchester, Charleston County, Berkeley County, going into around 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. Now, this was last updated at 3 o'clock p.m., so we're going to check out the future one, the one that was updated at 8 o'clock in a second. But as that pushes out, you're not seeing any rain, if any, at all. Any rain, if at all. But let's go on. I do want to see what the newer models do have to say. Newer models kind of have it a bit more conservative. Not really much rain at all. So I think I would rather stick with this one just because it is more updated and more up to speed. And it just says maybe just a couple of showers here and there throughout the coastal low country of South Carolina, but not really much in terms of widespread rain. Here's the tropics right here. Really just showing Milton. We have Leslie, and then we have two areas that one of them we're not really watching. The other one also not really watching that much for. So honestly, we have Milton over here, 120 mile per hour storm causing those hurricane force conditions in the Tampa region, or about to cause them in the Tampa region. And then as it continues to move its way through, it's going to move through like Orlando, Florida, for example. And you're going to bring tropical storm force winds all the way down from like Miami, Florida, all the way up into the panhandle of Florida. So those tropical storm force winds will be covering the entire state of Florida, just how it was covering the entire state of South Carolina, like Helene was covering the entire state. Milton will be doing pretty much, not for the entire state of Florida, just that far panhandle over there. Florida won't be receiving tropical storm force winds, but most of the entire peninsula, even portions of the Keys as well, will be receiving those tropical storm force winds with it. And that's going to continue to move its way through. And then it's going to weaken to a tropical storm by tomorrow afternoon. And then as you get into like Bermuda, at around I think around 2 o'clock p.m. on Saturday-ish, maybe even 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, that potential for it to just drop intensity to a tropical depression as it reaches Bermuda. So not really much there. And in terms of peak surge was expected to be the strongest near Tampa Bay, but now it's down there just to the south of Tampa Bay instead. And then in terms of any type of just key messages, devastating hurricane force winds are expected along portions of the west coast of Florida. Large area destructive storm surge with high inundations of around 10 feet or greater. The risk of strong tornadoes will continue into the evening hours across the southern and central portions of Florida Peninsula, which I think that needs to be updated because that was last updated at 5 o'clock p.m. So that needs to be updated. I don't think that, no, the tornado watch is gone, so I don't think there's really any more threat for a tornado. And heavy rainfall across the Florida Peninsula through Thursday brings the risk of catastrophic and life-threatening flooding, which is also another thing that, especially in Orlando and Tampa Bay, you're going to have to watch out for. That's probably the main concern with that life-threatening flash flooding. And again, I did talk about it, how the last time we saw a high risk of excessive rainfall was during Debbie, when it brought that 10 to 20 inches of rain into the low country of South Carolina, like not even too long ago, early August. It's around 2 months ago or so. But here's Leslie over here, 90-mile-per-hour storm, as it is going to curve, and it is going to go up, honestly, to where Kirk is going, because Kirk is going up towards France right now, and Leslie is trying to go over back towards, like, Africa, Europe region, so that's soon going to be out of the jurisdiction to talk about. Here's disturbance 1 over here. The low is expected to continue moving east, but I just don't really see this thing doing much at all. It's increasingly becoming less favorable for any sort of tropical or subtropical development. I just don't see it really doing anything too bad at all. Disturbance 2 over here, it does have the chance for some marginal development as you go through the next 7 days, but it's only a 10% risk over the next 48 hours and the next 7 days as well. So that's pretty much that. Let's go on and talk about the future. When I say the future, I mean like the next 200 to 300 or even more hours or so. So let's go on and show that as we move into the southeast right here. The time is in the top right corner of your screen. You should be able to see it. As you push this forward, just nice conditions going on. Just as we get into October the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, and then all the way to the 20th, we'll be seeing nice conditions. But with those nice conditions, and we do have those cooling temperatures, so the drought monitor might not be too much. A drought might not be a big concern with this, but definitely not too much rain at all. And that's definitely going to cause some sort of issue in terms of how we're going to go over the next middle part of this month. But as you go into around October the 21st, 22nd-ish, again, not an exact timestamp, just around the area of the 21st, 22nd-ish, heavy rain can move through from a little tropical storm, maybe going down there near the Keys of Florida, and will bring moisture all the way through to South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. Again, not a forecast at all, but could potentially go all the way up there into the northeast. And one of the main reasons why you can see all this moisture over here, you can start to see cold air start to form right behind it. That's a cold front right there with a hurricane. So you have the cold front moving all this Atlantic moisture, all this hurricane moisture through pretty much South Carolina, through North Carolina, going into October the 22nd. So we're going to have to see how that fares as well. And then that's pretty much everything else is too far out to really talk about. So we're just going to end it off there. And you can also see, I do want to show you what Milton looks like right now. Milton, as it goes over Florida, you see that it is right now just over Tampa Bay right now. And it is going to continue moving towards the east, or north and east as well. But let's go on and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time every single night. Let's go on and see what the chat has to say. Ms. Oliver says, good evening. Nice, much cooler day at my house. Yes, it was very cool today. Highs only in around the 70s-ish. I thought it might rain, but things remain dry. And again, to respond to that, not really too much of a chance of rain today. I hope your family is safe in Miami. Miami did not really get hit that badly. I think they got gusts, probably sustained winds, probably around 15 to 20, 25 miles an hour, gusts of up to 45 miles an hour. I don't think that they were issued under a tornado warning either. So I do believe that everything should be fine. I hit the like button already. That is good. Speaking of the like button, we have 6 people in here, and around, I believe, 7 likes. So hopefully everyone has hit the like button. But just in case if it is glitching and you have not hit it yet, go on and do it. Charles says, good evening, Joseph. And then my Nana says, I hope you had a good day. I did. Thank you for asking. And that seems to be it for the chat. So we're going to go on and talk about San Antonio and Raleigh. And then if we don't have any more questions or any sort of concerns or anything like that, we're going to be out of here for tonight. So as we go on and move through, we're just going to move through this entire thing. No rain expected for San Antonio. And we're just going to talk about Raleigh as well. Just because I don't think any rain is expected for Raleigh. No rain expected for Raleigh, even though y'all could see some cloud cover up there in Raleigh as you go through the next 48 hours as Milton passes to your south as well. Talking about temperatures right now as well. Let's go on and move it back. And as we wait for this to load right here. As we push this forward, low temperatures tonight inside San Antonio seems to be around like the mid 60s, high temperatures tomorrow at around 95, low temperatures tomorrow night at around 60-ish, and then high temperatures going into around 90-ish going into your Friday, I believe. No, yes, your Friday. So again, those kind of crazy temperature drops that I was just talking about how you are having high temperatures in the 90s, low temperatures in the 60s. Again, that 30-degree difference during the day. Pretty interesting to see what's going on there. As you move over here to Raleigh, though, let's see what's going on over here. Low temperatures tonight at around 52. High temperatures tomorrow at around 64. Low temperatures tomorrow night at around 43. 43 tomorrow night. And then high temperatures going into around 65, 66-ish going into your Friday. So that's pretty much it for that. Let's talk about severe weather as well. Severe weather right now seems to not really be showing much. So as we go on and talk about day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again, all that excessive rainfall is down there in Florida right now. And in terms of severe weather, I doubt that there's any sort of severe weather, and I am correct. No threat for any type of severe weather. So that's going to about wrap this up for tonight. So let's go on and check out the live radar one more time. We're at 271 subscribers. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button if you have not already and you're watching this right now, because that does help me out. And it's free. Again, this is free. So you can watch this. You can watch everything back on repeat. It's not like you can watch it one time and that's it. It's done and you don't have to do a subscription or anything like that. It's free. Nothing to really be like concerned about in terms of any like sort of payments. Everything that I do here is free and is easy to see. All I ask is that you click 2 buttons, but I know a lot of you guys might be getting a little bit tired of me saying stuff like doing the same thing over and over again. It's just a simple reminder to some of the other people as well that are new as well that have not already. So, you know, and with stuff like this and stuff with YouTube channels, for example, they do a lot of stuff and they do the exact same thing to where they ask multiple times for people to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. And especially since I'm a small channel and all that kind of stuff, you're not really going to see the type of growth that you see from other types of like big people in the millions of subscribers and all that kind of stuff. They don't really have to say that stuff that much often, but I'm going to stop rambling on and I'm going to go let everyone go. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your Wednesday evening. I'll be back tomorrow morning with your Thursday forecast update.
how. Hey!